want to say that when you said that a traditional woman changes over time, that's the opposite of a tradition. A tradition is what stays the same throughout times. Now, you said that different cultures have different traditions. That's a good point.
But that's what I'm saying. So you can't.
My culture needs to preserve my culture's traditions. Your culture.
But in this country, in America, we're a country of immigrants and multiple cultures, and a traditional I forgot the word.
That don't mean we need to erase our cultures. We can still preserve our cultures within American.
I would argue that your definition of like this nuclear family is rooted in white supremacy.
That I also agree with too, but that's another situation.
So that is the most bizarre and absurd thing anyone has said tonight.
Yeah, it is. It's very Eurocentric, and that's what she's saying. It is rooted
If I want
in
European women to behave like a European woman, what's the problem?
Because we're not all Europeans, and Europeans tend to make everyone.
I said every ethnicity and culture needs to preserve their cultural and ethnic traditions. And if I'm a European and I want a European woman to behave like a European woman, what's the problem? I think us Europeans should stick to our indigenous lands and go back to where we came from and hold those countries down, is what I think.
Are you going to go back to Europe?
Then what would I do?
I would love
as a person that was brought over here against my will? I would have to stay.
I can't wait till I go back to Europe. I'm saving up my money and I'm going to go back to Europe.
But I want to know what traditional role. What do you think the traditional woman's role are? Give me that, because then that will give more.
Okay, I think she should be a really loving mother who teaches her children the education the father decides is a good education. If he's a Christian man, the children need a Christian education. If he's a Jewish man, his children need a Jewish education. I think that a woman needs to understand that a man is the person who decides certain things, because look, a patriarchy is good. Patriarchy is good.
Have kids, then what?
Patriarchy is good.
Patriarchy is not good.
Yes, it is.
What if she can't have kids?
The man is the head.
Base, what if she can't have kids, then what?
If she can't have kids, then she's still your wife and you shouldn't cheat on her.
I would like to know how you ground the patriarchy being good for any reason.
Okay, fine. We can start off with a simple thing about leadership. That's a pretty simple thing.
Oh, I love this. I love this one. Let me give you.
The woman has to be submissive to his husband.
Yes. Not submissive, but just the female energy. If she respects you, she's going to be submissive. If you provide for her, you protect her, and you treat her as a human being, she's going to fall in love with you even harder than you would expect it. That's what
is the source on that?
It doesn't that make if a man protects you, feeds you, treats you as an equal and respects you, when you fall in love with that man over someone that says, well, this is a matriarchy, I'm in the top, if you want to get a credit card, it has to be in my name. You know that, like, as late as the 60s, women couldn't get bank accounts, they couldn't get credit cards.
You're rambling. You can see that when men contribute to household, that fertility goes up.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, that literally counteracts this traditional idea that women are supposed to be in charge of all domestic labor.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
What is the role of the man then? What is the role?
I don't think there needs to be
compared gender roles.
patriarchy
is good, right? So patriarchy is good because there's many aspects, but we can talk about leadership as one aspect of patriarchy.
Women typically outperform men in leadership qualities.
Yeah, and the story I was going to tell you that I forgot was there was a Nubian queen.
Wait, 1 second. I would like him to respond to that.
All right, cool. So this is the source type of debate again. Anyways, leadership qualities, if we can talk about what they are, they tend to be disagreeableness. They tend to be you're focused on something and determined to achieve it relentlessly, right? You might tend to be aggressive in your pursuits. You might tend to be a little bit of a control freak if you're going to be a successful person in your business or your field of work.
Do you think that women work in the household?
You might tend to be antisocial and you might not spend a lot of time with people.
That's a source of
I think you're talking about competitiveness, right?
Yeah, so like I'm talking about competitiveness, and then there's another thing, the weakness of women as leaders. So the weakness of women as leaders is who hops on fashion trends first? Okay, who hops on fashion trends first?
You're just begging the question.
I'm not begging no question. I don't know.
You absolutely are. You're just listing random qualities in terms of leadership and ascribing them to masculinity with no actual logical
I never ascribed them to masculinity. That was an association that you made by yourself.
You don't think women can be good leaders?
I'm talking about, yes, I'm saying patriarchy is good because men tend to be better leaders than women. That's my argument.
Why is that?
Women outperform men in leadership qualities. There was a study done where there were 19 leadership qualities, and women outperformed men in 17 of them.
We're going to talk about those leadership qualities. Okay,
The
we're
woman-
going to talk about what those qualities that these women outperform.
difference does it make?
Which one is either patriarchy or matriarchy? Which one are we going to choose then?
Wait,
Why can't it be
we're
a
in
balance?
egalitarian society. What are you talking about?
There is no two captains on the ship. It's only one.
Yeah, I would argue again that's a patriarchal framework. But if I have to pick one, I would definitely say that men should submit to women.
Men are the ones to sacrifice first, anyway.
Well, yeah, I just think men are more disposable.
Oh, wait! Don't say that.
Well, yeah. I mean, like if we're talking about like who's more valuable in terms of the species continuing, obviously that's women.
Yep.
I do want to quickly just comment on what Kenzie just said, saying that men are more disposable and they have a natural submission to women. Well, who creates the roads? Who builds the infrastructures? Who are majority of engineers? Who are majority of doctors? Who are actually the people that create the Wi-Fi that you're using? Men. Who created the TV or the phone that you're using? Men.
100%
Well, no,
humans.
that's actually incorrect. Hedy Lamar did research that contributed to Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. And I would just argue too that we're centering men's contributions because men have written history to where they have centered themselves, and they have historically barred women from higher education as well as participating in certain fields like STEM.
That's still, I'm talking about today though. Today, men are contributing to building homes, to creating infrastructure, for creating jobs, for doing all these other things, not just for themselves, but for women too. They're creating jobs for women. Men are as well. So for you to say that men are completely disposable, they have a natural submission to women is a flat out lie. That's what sexist.
Well, when we talked about like men sacrificing themselves and going off to war, that's what I was talking about. Is men are more disposable because obviously it's more beneficial to have more women so that more babies can be born.
We are more disposable because we men allow it to
It
happen.
wasn't finished.
Sorry.
Thank you. And yeah, I would say it's men's natural desire to submit because if we look at a lot of man-made industries like religion, the military.
She just got muted. I don't know what happened there.
Why does the moderator just keep muting her?
Somebody must be playing around.
So yeah, I don't know where I left off, but if you
Something
look
about
at
religion and stuff as well.
institutions, yeah,
That is
religion, military,
interesting.
police, government, those are all systems designed to submit to authority. So it's clear to me that men have a desire to submit.
Not submit to women per se, like for you to say, oh, men submit to women. Like I'm not saying that that's not a bad thing in certain instances and things like that, but the whole thing of men being like, you know, the head of the household, the protector, the provider, like that's what men are meant
Well,
to
I
do.
don't think that's true.
Yeah.
I
No,
think,
but I just wanted to say, like, the notion of men being protector and providers is just another form of patriarchy to establish supremacy and domination, as well as like men's necessity within women's lives. I think we can see that this is not working out for women simply by looking at domestic violence and rape. Women are most commonly hurt by the men that are quote unquote supposed to be protecting us. So it really puts men in a position to be generous or not. And what if a woman doesn't want to link arms with a man? And then is she not deserving of certain material necessities or protection? Like, you're just showing me how illegitimate patriarchy is because you're conceding that women are not safe under it. Oh, now I have my minute.
Yeah, I was going to say that was real smart starting early. Good job.
Yeah, so again, I am for an egalitarian society, but someone was saying we either need a patriarchy or matriarchy. So if I had to choose one, I would say it's matriarchy. And I think we can take this from a couple different lenses. I mean, if we're going to go to the creator sense, I would say that obviously the creator, the person made in the image of the creator is a woman because we are the creators of life. And if we look like I want to say like 5,000 or maybe 8,000 BC, gods were originally female. And it wasn't until essentially men started colonizing and leveraging agriculture that patriarchy was born. And then the Abrahamic religions essentially centered like phallic objects in a way to essentially establish men's supremacy and domination.
okay. All right. So, for me, like, because as a Christian myself, you know, it mentions in the Bible that a woman should submit to their man. For me, and like for that, as a Christian, I agree with that. Like, and how you mentioned stuff about how men grape and how men hurt all these women and stuff like that. It's a minority of men that hurt women. It's not a majority. It's not a massive 50% or 60%. It's a minority of men that hurt women. Majority of men want to protect. They want to provide. And by protecting and providing, there is love. That's love, mutual love and respect between one another, and a very healthy relationship. So in the sense, like, you know, in the Bible, when it mentions that a woman must submit to their man, if they submit to them in that particular sense, then, you know, that men can provide, they can do what they can to keep the household running on their sense. I believe.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. I don't think we should, be using the Bible as like some sort of sufficient means to like, put a woman in like non-desirable state. I mean, I think that if it's the case that, a woman's like made it clear that, she doesn't really like these relationship dynamics, I don't think that it's like, immoral for her, maybe to work or, just do basic things that men can do. I think the differences between men and women obviously exist, but I don't think anyone's actually, substantiated a reason why, these small differences in strength, these small differences in size is actually going to be sufficient to that women cannot work. Women should be, protected. Women basically don't have any autonomy or free will. I think men oppressing women is being disguised under the guise of protecting them. I mean, I think it's actually just kind of disingenuous because I don't think that this is, again, a sufficient reason, to, I guess, limit women's freedoms, to protect them. I think that women are perfectly, capable of protecting themselves. But yeah, that's all I got to say.
Women are the perpetrators of patriarchy due to the fact that they are keepers of procreation, and they procreate with the men who perpetrate patriarchy, and that women domestically abuse each other more in lesbian relationships and men abuse each other in gay relationships, and that women's right to choose for work actually destroys the economy, and women exploit men, not vice versa. Men do not exploit women. Women actually exploit men psychologically because we're the workhorses, and women think that if they don't have the right to choose to work, when that destroys the economy, that they're getting all this power, and it's really just a power dynamic thing because of and women don't want to date beta males, so they have this thing where they don't want to stay in marriage, so they have no fault divorce, so they don't.
So I believe we live in a matriarchal system, and it's because men allow it. And I say it because if tomorrow all the men get together by force, we could make women slaves right now. So, but we don't. I think that men should be leaders. The man is the head and the woman is the neck. Submission is not slavery. I think each sex has a role. We provide, we protect, and women nurture, give our babies, and feed us. It should be a balance. That's my take.
So, however, I just disagree with your characterization of the past and how women were treated in the past. You said that they were considered cattle. Unfortunately,
They were. Somebody else mentioned, I think the person next to me mentioned how in the biblical, the only way you're going to get to that control level that you want and justify it is by biblical means. Dude. And that's what you just were getting ready to try to, you were just getting ready to go into that, the traditional bag. The traditional bag.
I want to address your characterization.
Okay.
I do not believe that women are cattle, and that if that's how we look at it from traditional.
I said during the Greco.
A good traditional woman is a woman who takes care of her children. How? By taking care of their education.
Well, see, look. This is
I know that. Look, I don't think a woman who has a job is doing a womanly thing. I think that's a womanly thing. I think that a child should be taken care of by a mom. I don't think she'd be a child.
Why not a dad? Wait, why not a dad?
Because a dad is supposed to be doing things like teaching them how to fish, how to catch a football.
Wait, so that is care, right? Like I just want you to give me a reason why it should be women's work and not men's.
Okay, so a man mows the lawn, a woman does the dishes. These are different tasks.
You're just giving me exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I want to know why.
I'm trying to explain something. That there's differences between men and men can't be women, and women can't be men. Women should not. Look,
I agree with Jack on what he's trying to say. I think is that I mean, and traditionally, even in like
don't do the work for him. I want to hear from him.
I don't think he's going to be able to articulate it.
Well, let's give him the benefit of hear.
You want to hear what I was going to say for you, Jack? Take it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I want to say this too. I agree with what's his name? X up there. It's like when you said men are exposed. Well, it kind of sounded a certain way, and we do a lot of shit in society. We do the hard shit. We're shoveling shit out of the fucking transit in New York. We're on fucking bridges, oil rigs.
Do you think care is not hard?
No, what I was getting ready to say to you is that on the other end, yeah, women usually they're more nurturing, and they were more like a father can't be a mother.
Here's the thing: is that
but that doesn't answer my question.
Guys,
do you think providing care is hard?
Yes, it's very
Absolutely.
difficult.
When I
It's
say
very
we do
challenging
the hard
that
shit,
women-
in society.
I think he's talking about
Great,
physically.
great.
I think he's talking about physically
Yeah, I would
demanding
say providing
strength.
marriage also
Physically demanding jobs are for
what we're
men.
talking about.
Emotionally demanding jobs are for women. So women.
No, not even only.
Historically, women have worked in blue collar positions, especially poor women and women of color. This idea that women have always been in the household is again from white supremacy.
See, I'm not-
Guys, you guys keep on shaming a woman's role and making it seem like it's an embarrassment to be a woman, to be a mom.
I'm saying the total opposite.
This is
What-
the problem.
I think you are reducing my existence down to a role that you arbitrarily have selected for me,
No,
and I
I
see
did not
no reason for
arbitrarily
me to
select it for
acquiesce
you.
to it.
No, you
I
are,
have an
you are
identity
biologically-
outside of that.
Jack,
Sorry,
I
you're
don't
biologically
care.
a woman. You're biologically.
Jack.
a
I
woman.
don't
screaming?
care. I am more than my body because I have to scream in order to be fucking heard.
I'm just trying to make a point that no matter what you try to imitate a man doing something like that, you're still going to be a woman, and it's not bad. It's not something to be ashamed of. It's not something to be embarrassed about. Okay.
You are reducing my existence down to what you have arbitrarily selected it to be.
No, I'm not.
Women
I'm
are
just
more
telling
than
you.
wives. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Women are more than wives. Women are more than mothers. And if we don't want to be those things, we don't have to be.
You are
And if we
people-
choose to be
No,
those
I agree
things,
with
it
that.
doesn't mean that we're complete
Yeah.
and fulfilled.
You're
Yeah,
people.
face,
Men
face.
are husbands and fathers. Men are more than husbands and fathers.
Wait, face.
That
I
is
have a
not the
question for you.
center of your identity under patriarchy. If
Yes, it
women,
is.
that's why, no, it's not.
Yeah, it
if women
is.
don't, let me finish. You saying not on is not a counter. If men don't
I'm a
get
man.
married, they're not shamed for it.
Wait.
If men don't have children, they're not shamed for it. If you look at men, if men don't get married, they're called playboys and bachelors. Where
Dude,
women
that's
are
the
called
1% of
spinsters
men
and
who get all the
cat
women.
Jack,
That's
Jack.
the 1% of.
and just give us a
though.
little credit, right? We're just asking for a little credit. Like we do a lot of hard shit so that you can be a CEO, so you can be the best woman you can be.
So
We just
sorry.
need a little credit. We just want a little credit as men.
Wait.
Here's the
I'm
reality.
anti-capitalist, so I don't think.
I hate
Here's the
capitalism
reality of
too.
the
I like
situation,
socialism.
guys. Women tend to do jobs like HR, school teacher.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm just saying, bro, like we do a lot of the harder things to keep society going, and women could do whatever they want. It's for whatever they want. If they don't want to be wives, mothers, I understand you want one, so you find one, right?
Women have swallowed the trend so hard. That's the thing, is if there's a fashion trend out there, who's going to jump on the fashion trend? Women.
Feminism is not it's interesting to me that so many people claim that this is women's natural role, and they have to create so many institutions and ideas to convince women of that, and we still push back against it. If it were a natural role,
no.
why do we
Disney. Listen, Disney, Nike, Samsung, Apple, all these companies push feminism. And if you want to tell me that, if you want to see that patriarchy's in your face every day, that's the opposite of the truth. Feminism is in your face every day. Feminism.
Great.
So would you rather-
Feminism is based.
Here's the truth: that women actually exploit men, not vice versa. Women want to tell you that.
How old are you, man? How old are you? How old are you,
I'm
Jack?
23. I'm 23.
Oh, W.
You got a lot to learn, brother. You saying that we don't
I would
exploit
like
women?
you to substantiate them. I would like you to substantiate how women exploit men.
Because
How?
so the reason is that you might look at advertising. Okay, so let me give you one real specific example. Grape culture. Oh my God, he just brought up a very touchy subject. You're gonna like this. Trust me. So women perpetuate this idea that even if you as a man know you don't do that to your girlfriend, you're not exploiting your girlfriend, you're not graping your girlfriend, that if you're made to believe some other men are, that this is a common behavior amongst men, right? That eventually this leads to men being able to be controlled like puppies because we're being controlled by our lust. If we can just put away our lust, we won't be manipulated by our wallets, divorce, or these SA charges, V2, all these problems, right? Is because of
That
our
was
lust.
absolutely incoherent. Can you tell me what grave culture is?
Yeah, it's basically women shaming a lot of men for pursuing men wearing weird clothing, wearing skanky clothes, and telling them that they can't
love
be
it.
hit on because
So
they're wearing
you-
skanky ass clothes. And that
Wait, that's not
I
grape
love it.
culture. Grape culture is the idea that grape is normalized and perpetuated within society.
yeah, that's
I don't think that's the case.
Hey guys, this is the problem: is they want to talk about the social dynamics of this, and this is what women do.
I don't know why you're talking.
Look, what women
but
do,
Jack-
is they go after your reputation. They go after your character. So what they do is because they can't.
I don't know why
Look.
you're talking.
Look, if they can't express aggression through their fists, they express aggression through their social means, which is your reputation. That's how they express aggression. And the funny
That's
thing
how
is,
men do it.
no, that's how women express aggression.
Men utilize reputation in order to destroy women. That's what slut
You're
shaming
getting
is.
it reversed. You're getting
No,
it
you're
reversed.
getting it reversed because you have a. You
No,
have
men express aggression with their hands. That's how we get.
Kenzie.
So yeah, so essentially, when you survey, since you guys like sources so much, you can just fact check me on this. A majority of women, oh my God, a majority? Yeah, Google it. Majority of women actually have fantasies. Oh, it's just a fantasy. It's not reality, dude. You got to separate the real.
Are you not going to get to the point, or are you just going to continue to just placate?
Yeah,
I'm interrupting myself because you guys are.
Okay, we don't need you to do that. Just get to your point.
The point is that women are the only gender who experience hybristophilia, desires to be dominated and raped fantasies. That's
I
what
heard about that already. I had a girlfriend.
knack for deception. You have a knack for deception. That's what it is.
According to who?
Oh my.
According to who? According to who?
Yeah.
I don't like what is it? Relationship. It's the relationship evolution. What is it called? That men are more deceptive than women.
According to who? According to who?
God, you're a little bitch, baby.
Okay, that was kind of funny. Come on.
So what the problem is that you're not romantic when you're up front. You're not a manipulator who's trying to deceive a woman. The woman is trying to deceive the man. You're just not romantic because you won't play by her covert rules. Okay?
Wait, so you don't
That is
think?
absolutely incoherent.
You
I don't even
are
get
not
that.
the deceiver as a man. You're just a romantic person
No,
because
you're
the
not.
woman wants you to be covert and try to play a little bit of a game.
This doesn't make any sense.
They want you to
because-
play some type of
One
romantic
second. One
game.
second. Who do you think wants casual sex more, men or women?
Men.
So if men want casual sex more and women want relationships, obviously if the goals conflict, men are going to pretend like they want relationships in order to get access to
Women
that.
want to pretend that they're going to give it up to you, but they don't want to give it up to you. They want to string you along, but they're going to give it up to Chad. But you're
Hang on, that's a wild statement to say that men want casual sex more. They may want it more, but they're not getting it more because statistics show that women actually have more partners than men.
yes. This is where hypergamy comes into play, right? No, you guys want to talk about it, right? No.
I don't know how we got from. You're annoying. I want to kick you.
Never believe the words. That's your first mistake.
But you can talk to a girl without lying and being deceptive.
Well, yeah, you can, but she won't.
Why? Well, what are you talking about?
Because her nature is to put you in a category of whether or not you're going to provide something or if she's going to get your seed. Okay, so look.
Wait.
The
If
patriarchy
women,
that men built, you mean?
yeah,
The
if women
patriarchy that
want,
women actually
okay,
perpetrate
one
because
second,
women
one
sleep
second.
with those men.
don't know what the
Women, if
patriarchy
women
means, dude.
want to get married, why are women filing for divorce and why are women choosing to stay single?
Because of feminism is a brainworm.
So they actually don't want men who are protectors or providers.
No, so that, basically the ideologies that lead to abortion.
He's just going to continue.
So the ideologies that lead to abortion are the same ideologies that lead to the destruction of everything and civilization that we love, that we hold
Oh,
dear.
really? Do you want to?
Lend you the rest of this time to tell these people your perfect world, because I do want to hear about the conception. Like, what should the laws be surrounding conception? Like, what's the proper way to conceive a child? What's the improper way to conceive a child? What's a great family look like? What's a horrible family look like? These type of things. You got 2 minutes left. Just talk to me about the perfection of conception.
Okay, I wouldn't. I wouldn't want to I would not want to denigrate anyone who doesn't practice it like this because everyone makes mistakes and whatnot. So I would see the perfect world as once you become of age, which means that you're a legal adult and you're not a minor, and that you're actually married either by the church or by the state, that you own property and you have a job. The man has a job and the woman is in charge of educating, homeschooling these children. And that she can have friends that come over and talk tea and stuff like this. And that, okay, so once they decide to conceive a baby, they need to be married. They need
Sweetie,
to be.
why I took you off of the live is you are not presenting a new notion to the world. We all know about this notion. Go ahead, guys. Let them know all about it. You have to be married. You have to own property. Like, these are some fucking strict regulations for my right to procreate. So it looks like I don't have a right to procreate. I have a fucking privilege.
I was going to say, for somebody so pro-life, you're really decreasing people's ability to have children.
So when you implement these laws, it's not going to be the punishment of jail or anything like this. So it seems a little strict, but the way you enforce the way you enforce these laws would be through monetary ways. You would fine people or
Wow. You're talking about
So what benefit would it be for only people that meet those requirements to be able to recreate?
So I feel like if you're in a nuclear family setting with a stable and predictable place of security, that you have permission to not own children. I'm sorry, that's like you guys are gonna say.
Oh my God.
No. I think,
That was a
I think
Freudian
that's
slip
right
if I ever heard it.
Yeah, sorry. No, children should do chores. I'm sorry.
There's two things that
Children
you're looking
should
at.
do chores.
First question I thought was, what would we do if they don't practice what I'm recommending? I think there should be social and maybe monetary consequences, not any jail time. I think that they should be socially shunned and ostracized or monetarily fined.
What the fuck, dude? Oh my God. The question was, why do women lose rights when they're pregnant? That was the question, Jack.
Because it promotes anti-natalistic ideology, which is anti-human, and it's death cult. It's a death cult.
Okay, so women lose rights when they're pregnant because of why? Are they less than persons?
No, because the choices that they made to gain that baby in their belly was a completely voluntary action, and they did not lose any rights. The person who's losing rights
No,
is
do you give an SA exception?
No, I don't.
Okay, so it doesn't matter if they lay down voluntarily or not. The fact that they're pregnant is what you want to force them to stay. You want them to stay pregnant. So why do they lose rights to their body of autonomy and integrity?
Why do two wrongs?
Hello, can you answer a question?
Because once you take away someone
You
else's
don't even know
rights,
what my question was because you cut me
You
off.
said,
Why do they lose autonomy and integrity is
so
what
they,
I'm asking
they
you.
don't lose autonomy or integrity. The person who's losing
How?
autonomy and integrity is the baby who is being.
Okay, you want to ban abortions, which will take these rights away from women only when they're pregnant. How can you justify that?
Because the best thing out of that tragic event where your autonomy was taken away from you is that baby. That's the greatest thing that's going to come out of that traumatic event.
That's yeah, saying something is great or whatever, and not all pregnancy is going to be traumatic, so that's kind of crazy. But
No,
you're
we were
saying
talking
that
about the exception
oh my
where
God.
their autonomy was taken away from them. Their autonomy was
That's
taken.
not an exception. That's not an exception. You are saying that
You
when a
said
woman
SA.
is pregnant, shut the
You
fuck
said
up.
SA.
You are saying when a woman is pregnant, just in general. I'm talking about being pregnant, dumb fuck, not
You
SA.
said SA. You said that.
Yeah, I'm talking about being pregnant. Yeah, you don't give an SA exception. Can you track? You're
I
saying no matter
said-
what, if they're pregnant, they cannot exercise their right to autonomy and integrity. Why?
I said the autonomy and the integrity is not theirs, it's the baby's.
Why can't the woman who is a person, who is a human with rights, exercise their rights when they are
Because she
pregnant?
exercised her rights when she chose to conceive a
Okay,
baby.
you're a dumb fuck.
Yeah.
You don't choose conception,
think
Jackson.
you
It's a
can
biological
enable us.
process. You have
You
no
choose
control
conception.
over.
You choose
Okay, I don't know why you're
conception.
here. This is fucking stupid.
No,